Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hey there.
Today we're digging into a really fantastic source. It's an interview from the Prosperity Lounge radio show found on YouTube. We're going to take a closer look at the story it tells.
That's right. We're pulling out the key insights and honestly the inspiration from this conversation between the host Joey Ruffalo and a seriously impressive young entrepreneur.
Yeah, Gracie. She's the 14-year-old founder of Baked by Grace.
Just amazing.
So our mission here for this deep dive is really to understand how Gracie managed to build this, thriving business at such a young age. We want to spotlight that incredible entrepreneurial spirit she clearly has.
And also looked at the practical stuff, the takeaways, and maybe even the interview style itself that Joey used to bring her story out so well. You shared this one with us, asking what we could learn, and, well, there's a lot.
Definitely. I mean, right from the start, Gracie's story is just, wow. 14 years old, running a successful baking business. It's not just a side thing. It feels like a real growing enterprise. She's got plans.
She really does. Okay, so let's unpack how she got here. The interview made it clear this wasn't some slow, gradual thing. She started baking, early last year, but things really seemed to accelerate last October.
And there was a specific moment, wasn't there? Her mom asked her to make 150 mini wedding cakes for her own wedding.
Yeah, can you imagine? 150. That's a huge order for anyone, let alone a 14-year-old. Kind of your first really big project.
She did clarify mini meant cupcake sized, which, makes it slightly less terrifying than 150 tiered cakes.
Still, though, the volume. She said it took her about 2 days.
2 intense days, I bet. And it wasn't just churning out one flavor. She did pumpkin, snickerdoodle, vanilla, cinnamon, multiple kinds.
Her reason was simple. She just wanted them to have options, which tells you something about her customer focus right from the get-go.
And people noticed. The cakes were a huge hit. Guests were asking who made them, and then the surprise, right? It was a 14-year-old. That created buzz.
Yeah, instant word-of-mouth marketing.
And this is where, the support system really comes in strong. Her mom didn't just say, great job. She actively encouraged her to sell her stuff, to make it a real business.
And tangible support, too.
Yeah.
For Christmas, her mom gifted her a whole market setup, like the tent, table, covers, decorations, a proper farm stand style thing.
That's serious investment. Not just encouragement, but the actual tools she needed.
Exactly. And that support continues. Her mom drives her to deliveries, to the market events. That's a big commitment from the family.
So her first market was in February for Valentine's Day. And interestingly, she started with chocolate-covered things. Strawberries, truffles, dipped Oreos. Not cakes first.
And the reaction was great. People loved the strawberries especially. Some folks apparently came looking just for those.
So immediate validation, right? For the product, the effort.
Yeah, it sounds like that first market was a massive boost. Gracie said she felt really excited about doing more markets, already thinking bigger, more variety, reaching more people.
It wasn't just relief at getting through it. It was like, okay, what's next? Planning for growth immediately.
But what's interesting is she kind of pinpointed an earlier moment that made her feel confident. After her mom's wedding, she got an order for 50 mini cakes for a baby shower.
Ah, okay.
And that, she said, was when she thought, I can totally do this. Going from that one huge wedding project to a repeat custom order that seemed to seal the deal in her mind. Like, there's real demand here.
Right. Validation that it wasn't just a one-off favor. And she offered options for that order, too, choices per dozen, reinforcing that customization thing.
So the path seems to be huge challenge, then repeat custom order proving demand, then market success confirming it, leading to this clear vision for growth.
Makes sense. It wasn't just about baking. It was about seeing a business model work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the craft itself. She's a scratch baker, developing her own recipes, starting with a base and tweaking it. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, not just following recipe cards. And how does she test them? Family, her designated tasting panel.
And she shared some funny bits about that. Her mom gives super direct feedback. Like, no, that's disgusting. Haha.
Brutal honesty. Good to have, though.
Yeah, her Mimi, sister, aunt, stepdad Ryan, they're all involved. Ryan apparently complains sometimes about the sheer volume of baked goods he has to sample. Tough life.
Yeah, the struggle is real, but it shows consistent quality control, right?
Definitely. She said her favorite things to make are custom cakes. She really enjoys the decorating part.
Which connects back to something else she mentioned. She used to dream of running an art studio, so baking lets her flex those creative muscles.
Totally. She talked about the hardest cake being a Highland cow cake, standard 2-layer, but the decorating took 2 hours.
Wow. 2 hours just on decoration.
Yeah, she described fondant work, Hand-rolling bits, making different colors.
Hmm.
You can picture the detail. It really blends baking and art.
And her attitude when things go wrong, she just practices till she gets it right. No, never again items. She even said sometimes she just sort of stumbles into success.
Which is so relatable for anyone creative, right? That persistence is key.
Yeah, that mindset's powerful. Setbacks are just practice. She did mention one thing she wants to tackle, though: sourdough. She knows it's really time-consuming.
Ah, the sourdough quest. A baker's challenge.
So what about customer favorites? What flies off the table?
Pretzel nuggets.
Hmm.
Those are the big sellers, apparently.
Okay, the sliced ones, right. Not twisted. She boils, then bakes them.
Mm-hmm. She joked about trying to practice the twist and throwing dough around.
Yeah.
Adds that human touch.
So we have this super driven 14-year-old baker. How on earth does she balance this with, school and just being a teenager?
Well, she admitted that doing the business after school got pretty hectic, especially once the markets kicked in.
So what's the plan?
Big change. She's going to homeschool. She mentioned it's often just about 4 hours a day, which frees up a lot more time for baking.
That makes sense. Integrating it.
Yeah, her summer schedule already showed that kind of proactive approach: up early, baking, doing tasks. And the homeschool plan is clever. Weave schoolwork in around the baking, like study while the cake's in the oven.
Smart. School's still the priority, she said, but she feels she can do both. And her mom's teaching her, which probably helps with flexibility.
Definitely. Her daily routine sounds intense, though. Up around 6 a.m., Bible study, breakfast, then baking or school or deliveries.
Bedtime's supposed to be 8:30 p.m., but busy days push it to like 10:30 p.m. That's a long day for anyone, let alone a teen.
It is. She shared a bit about her Bible study, too. Reads scripture daily, keeps notes on her order board, sometimes finds a verse that just clicks with her day. Recommended the New Living Translation for simplicity.
Seems like her faith is a real anchor for her. Does she ever just need a break?
Oh yeah, she said she does. Takes a day or two off sometimes, then gets right back into it. Recognizing that need for rest is important.
So looking ahead, what are the big goals for Baked by Grace?
Simple phrase. Bigger and stronger.
I like that.
Her ultimate dream. A storefront bakery. And she's aiming to have it by the time she's 18.
Wow, setting concrete goals. Does she have locations in mind?
Yeah, she mentioned Maryville,
Yeah.
Hardin Valley, maybe starting smaller at home first.
Mm.
And she's already thinking menu. Cakes, sauces, those pretzels, sourdough eventually, cookies, bars, maybe even a deli section.
Thinking big. She also shared a moment of nervousness, though, just saying, got cake, like feeling the pressure before an order. Relatable.
And a funny kitchen story almost blew up the microwave heating cream cheese wrapped in foil.
Oh, no. Haha, classic mistake. You only do that once.
Exactly. A memorable lesson learned.
Okay, so all these insights, this great story, came through Joey Ruffalo's interview on the Prosperity Lounge. We should talk about his role as host.
Yeah, Joey did a fantastic job. He created this really warm, engaging atmosphere. You could tell he was genuinely impressed by Gracie, really supportive.
And his style is so relatable. He shared little stories, him playing Super Nintendo at 14 versus Gracie building an empire.
Right. Or baking fails with his dad, his own peanut butter cookie disaster compared to hers. It makes him approachable and highlights Gracie's achievements without sounding, preachy.
Mm-hmm. And he was really good at bringing in the live chat, asking listener questions, made it feel interactive.
Yeah, like a community conversation. And that's key. The interview wasn't just inspiring, it gave out some seriously practical business advice, thanks to those listener questions.
This is where it gets really useful for you listening. A listener, Amanda, asked about starting a baking business in Tennessee, feeling overwhelmed by the legal stuff.
And Joey laid it out clearly. He talked about the Tennessee cottage food law, which basically lets you sell certain things, baked goods, jams, non-hazardous stuff from your home kitchen, without needing a full commercial license. It's your starting point if you're in TN.
He covered where you can sell: farmers markets, roadside stands, online, local delivery, and pickup. But noted, refrigerated items are different, and no shipping out of state under that law right now.
And labeling, super important. Joey listed the requirements: common food name, ingredients by weight, allergy info, wheat, dairy, nuts, etc. The statement saying it's from a non-inspected kitchen, and your address and phone number. Gracie's mom actually chimed in, confirming the $3,000 revenue threshold for needing a state business license in TM.
That's useful intel. And Joey strongly recommended getting a free EIN from the IRS no matter your state, just to keep business and personal money separate. Good advice for anyone starting anything.
Totally. Other tips were basic but crucial. Keep receipts, track income, print clear labels, start simple. And the big message was, the law often supports small beginnings. Just go for it.
Then another listener, Carlos, asked about growing a side hustle while working full-time, another common situation.
Yeah, and Joey had solid strategies. Time blocking was one set aside specific hours each week, like Saturday mornings, and protect that time. Consistency.
Efficiency, too. Bake multiple things at once. Prep ahead. Schedule social media posts. Use tools like Square, Venmo, Canva, Google Sheets to stay organized.
And a great mindset point. Momentum beats perfection. Just start, learn, adjust. Don't wait forever to get going. Applies to pretty much anything.
They also answered other questions, like Gracie's favorite thing to bake for herself is cookies, strawberry cheesecake ones specifically.
And she aims for new market flavors. Weekly mentioned upcoming gluten-free chocolate chip, regular chocolate chip, turtle cookies.
She touched on gluten-free baking, using the right flour, substituting, said she doesn't get too many allergy requests yet.
And confirmed expansion plans like holiday boxes and hopes to ship cookies someday. That'd be a big step.
Ordering is through her website, messages, calls, pickup delivery in TN, usually around markets. Facebook is the place for schedules, and she has an email list.
And hearing from Gracie's mom was powerful. Her advice to parents, pour into your kids. Tell them they can do it if it's in their heart. Help them make it happen. I mean, she traded her car for a bigger one for the market setup.
Incredible support. Gracie pays her back in treats and taste tests, apparently.
Fair trade. And mom hopes Gracie learns resilience. Keep God first. Push through tough times. Keep going. Failure's part of it.
So wrapping this up, what does this deep dive into Gracie's story via the Prosperity Lounge mean for you listening? Well, first, it's proof that age is just a number when it comes to entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. Her drive, her learning mindset, that resilience, and yeah, the support system, those are the key ingredients.
Yeah.
And the practical advice. That tackles real hurdles anyone starting out might face.
So this isn't just feel-good inspiration, though it is that too. It's actionable stuff, insights drawn right from the source interview that can maybe help you see a clearer path for your own ideas.
Definitely. So to recap, Gracie's journey with Baked by Grace is just phenomenal for a 14-year-old. She's building with purpose.
And like Joey Ruffalo said in the interview, whether you're 14 or 40, it really isn't too late or too early to start something you care about. You probably have the tools, the time, the talent already.
Yeah. So if you're fired up or found that advice useful, here are the action steps from the source. Find Gracie. Visit bakingbygrace.com or look for @BakedByGrace on Facebook. Order if you're in TAN, check Facebook for her market dates.
And that fun challenge. Her next market is tomorrow, Beaver Dam Church and Halls, 9 a.m. to noon. First 5 people to say prosperity, take a pic tagging Baked by Grace in the Prosperity Lounge, get a free cookie.
Nice. And absolutely check out the Prosperity Lounge and Joey Ruffalo for more great content. Subscribe to their podcasts, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon, wherever you listen.
Watch the replay of this interview on the Prosperity Lounge YouTube channel and head to prosperitylounge.com for their free resources.
Yeah, they've got that 8-step guide for getting off the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, student loan survival guide, and that Prosperity Planner budgeting tool. Use the code RADIO for a bonus gift.
Plus, their free online community for support. So if this deep dive resonated, share it with someone who could use the inspiration or the practical tips.
And here's a final thought to take with you. What's your passion? Maybe something you're already doing on the side that with some focused action and the right support could be your next big thing. As the interview reminded us, freedom lives where faith and action meet.